Good morning. I am just in shock. So I took a pregnancy test yesterday and found out I'm pregnant. That's upside down. And it's crazy and I don't know what to think. So this morning I took another one just to confirm that I am indeed pregnant. I just don't know. I don't know. Our daughter just turned 9 months, and that'll mean we'll have a baby in December of the end of this year. And me and my husband literally just started trying, like last month into this month. And I was feeling sick, and I felt like my period might be returning, but I was like, I kind of feel the way I did when I first got pregnant with my daughter. So me and my husband decided we were just going to take a test just to see what it would say, and it came back that I'm pregnant. So I'm in total shock, and I'm excited and just have so many emotions going through me, and it's just crazy. So yeah. So yesterday I ended up calling the doctors to see what the next steps would be since I got 2 positive pregnancy tests. And they asked a bunch of questions, and then they asked me like, how far along do you think you are? And I have no clue. So I went in yesterday to get a blood test, and this morning, I think it was like around 2 a.m. right before I was about to wake up to pump, we got the results back, and my level is like 5,000. So my husband Ken was looking it up, and it came back of like 2 different things. I'm either 5 to 6 weeks pregnant, which I'm further along than I thought I was, or usually you can get a higher number if it's multiple babies. So I don't know. I am waiting for the doctors and the care team to look over the results and then see what they say, because she said either of 2 things are going to happen. I'm either going to have to take another blood test in like 48 hours to see where my levels are, because they said depending on how high it was, they could determine how far I am and what the next step would be. So the next step would either be 48 hours, take another blood test, or they would schedule an ultrasound to see the baby and see how far I actually am. So now I'm waiting today to see what they say, and I will update you guys along the way. So today we are doing a full update on baby number 2, because the last time I think I updated you guys, I was trying to get in to see the OBGYN, trying to see like what my next step was. And when I kept calling, they kept asking, well, when was your last period? How far along are you? And I was like, okay, I have not had a period since I gave birth to my daughter. I have no clue how far along I am. So they actually told me before I could see my midwives, which I was going to be able to get in with them again. I was really scared that I wasn't going to be able to see them, like they would be booked or wouldn't have the room. Fortunately, I was able to get in with them again, but I had to get an ultrasound before I saw them because they wanted to know how far along I was. So I ended up getting an ultrasound, found out I was like 5, almost 6 weeks pregnant, but baby was so small that you couldn't see the heartbeat, so there wasn't much they could tell me. So then I went after that appointment and I called and I let them know, and they were able to schedule an appointment with my midwives, and then they wanted another ultrasound. So I did the ultrasound after I scheduled, like it was a date after the date I would see the midwives, and a couple days later they called and said, no, we need you to do the ultrasound before we see the midwives because they want more information on baby. So they had to like scramble around and try to fit me in, and it was like a mess because we always do our appointments like later on the day so Ken can finish working and then we go. But unfortunately they had only one appointment for one day, and it was like at 1 o'clock, so Ken had to leave work early. Like I said, it was messy, but we were able to do it. So we went in, and at that ultrasound I found out that I was like 7 weeks, closer to 8. So I'm almost 2 months pregnant. Like, holy crap. I did not think I was that far along. So we were able to
do that, I was able to see baby's heartbeat, and I got my due date, that which would be December 2nd. So we're like, okay, now we got more information. Then after that, we were able to see the midwives. I was so happy to see them. We brought Ivy with us. They were so happy to see Ivy. They were like, "Oh, you're so big." It was so neat. And even in that appointment, we went through everything. They asked me all the questions, went over how I had preeclampsia with Ivy, so I would have to be taking like precautions this time to make sure like everything's good and I don't end up going through that again with this baby. And then they were also able to do like a little ultrasound in the room, and baby still has a heartbeat. It is healthy. They're doing good. But I also realized that the reason they also wanted to do that second ultrasound before they saw me is because they wanted to make sure that baby had a heartbeat and it was a viable pregnancy. Because I was so early and because they really didn't know how far along I was, I could have still had a miscarriage. And because I have had a miscarriage in the past, they wanted to kind of rule that out. So because baby had a heartbeat and the baby was doing good, they were able to see me. So after that appointment, I had in the same day done all the blood tests where they check you for all the things. Everything came back really good, and I still have to do my glucose test. And then I was able to schedule a 20-week ultrasound, and that is all good. And then I was able to schedule, I think, up until August, like my appointments with my midwives. So far everything's been really good. And like I said, I'm really, really happy I was able to get back in with the midwives because I absolutely love them. And I can't wait to see, more of the baby at 20 weeks and find out the gender. That is going to be so exciting. I think I've told you guys in other videos, I've just been feeling not the same as I was with Ivy, but a little bit of the same, like morning sickness and sickness after I eat. But like with her for the first 3 months, I was not eating anything. I think I lost like 20 pounds. And I was so worried about that because I wasn't eating anything and I was losing so much weight. But during this pregnancy so far, I've been able to eat. Yes, I'm sick afterwards, but I'm eating, and it's definitely a lot better. I did get the morning sickness medication that I got the first time with Ivy as well because I'm like, I need something. And that has been helping out amazingly. So it's definitely also different because I'm so busy with Ivy that I sometimes don't even realize that I'm pregnant. And it's just funny because like she keeps me so busy. And there's this moments like, oh, duh, I'm pregnant. When like I'm sick after I eat, or, I, get up in the morning and I don't feel like there's just certain things I'm like, oh, duh. But it's just crazy. And we are so excited. And being able to like just see baby on the monitors and on the ultrasounds was just so cool. Just makes it real. And I'm just so excited to share the rest of the pregnancy with you guys and everything along the way. It's just like so exciting. And yeah, I can't wait to share it with you guys. So I thought I would do a little bit of an update on everything that has happened so far, and I will keep you guys updated more when we go to appointments and ultrasounds and everything in between along the way.